Check out that color. It's blue-green algae. Blue over here. Indigo and violet over here. It's the color and electricity that you want to eat for. Nutrients and all that comes second. Just doing a little video on blue-green algae. This has been my lunch for, say, the last 3 months. 5 days a week, every morning. Now here's the deal. What I do, well, actually I'll show you in the next segment. But I take some powder, put a couple scoops in here with some water, fill the water up to there, stir it around both ways, add 2 drops of fulvic acid, and it makes that beautiful color. And it's 60% protein, I believe, 18 amino acids, all your B vitamins, has DNA and RNA in it. Pretty much it's a brain food, it's a nervous system food. It's a freshwater, cold water algae. It's a microalgae from Klamath Lake. Klamath Lake is the largest lake in Oregon, and it's an elevation of about 4,100 feet, so it's pretty high up there. And what they do is they cold process it and make it into a powder. So now I'll show you how to make it. Alright, now I'm going to show you how to make it. So I fill this up with best water I can get. I live really far from a spring, so I'd recommend spring water. And if you can't get that, well water. If you can't get that, some really good filtered water. And I wouldn't trust those Brita filters, because the company is owned by Clorox bleach, and it's just this little filter about this big that doesn't really compare to the hydrological cycle, as Daniel Vitalis says, which is thousands of feet, right? Hits the grass, the dirt, goes through that, hits sand, goes through that, hits mud, goes through that, hits rock, bedrock, stone. By the time it gets to these underground aquifers, it's gone thousands of feet. So really, I think filtration, water's not just water. There's qualities, and certain waters hydrate you better. We're 18 gallons of salt water, so what you want to do, you want to drink mineralized water, because it'll hydrate you better. There are people that drink water all day long, quote unquote spring water, and I mean most of it's just filtered well water. So yeah, you have to use discernment. Now, that's why people question a lot of these supplements, is because they think it's a money-making thing. Well, sure, but some of the companies, but you have to use discernment, and you have to look for integrity and try things out instead of just blowing it off. So anyway, here's how it works. I got, this is what I use. It's the Synergy company. It's really good. This bottle's lasted me, I don't know, 4 months, 5 months. So what I do is not that much. One more of those. do is I add this fulvic acid. It's basically a plant acid that it's what plants use to break down rocks so that they can absorb them. So it's super good. It pretty much dissolves any kind of calcification throughout your body. It's amazing. So put a couple drops of that, and that'll actually pull out that blue, indigo, and violet color even faster. Stir it the other way. Pretty much it. Put a little plastic thing on top just to cover it up for the most part, but you need to leave a little bit of space so the air can get in, because it actually breathes. It actually comes alive as long as the powder was freeze dried. That here. Show you what I got going on real quick. So I have 2 pitchers going. You can see this one's already ready. That one's the one I just made. See the color difference there? So it actually turned to this color in about, I'd say, a day. About a day. There's my raw chocolate that I made. Alright. Alright, and then I want to show you how I make this. So pretty much I just topped off the rest with water. And I use water from a water store. It's this huge machine. It takes out pharmaceuticals, and then they add in a little bit of minerals. It's the best thing I could find. Ideally I'd want well water or spring water. So what I do is I add ionic magnesium. Just started using this about 2 or 3 months ago. It's awesome, really strong. I use blue-green algae sole salt that I make myself. So I dissolve Himalayan sea salt. So I dissolve these in a mason jar. So pretty much I fill this with blue-green algae, and I put about that much salt in. It doesn't matter the amount of salt, you just want to use more, not less. You want to make sure you don't want to undershoot it. I'd rather overshoot it, and it'll make this blue-green algae concentrate of sea salt. So it'll have 80 plus minerals in it, and I add that to pretty much all the water I drink, unless I'm putting it in plastic, because I have fulvic acid in that. So got that much of that. A little bit of silica, again, not necessary, but I would say the most necessary thing to me is the sole salt, because we're all demineralized. There's so many minerals, and each one has many functions. Magnesium, for example, has over 300 functions in the body. So about that much of silica. And it's not absolutely necessary, but if you want to spice it up, a little bit of clear agave. You see, that's, agave plant should be like this color. It shouldn't be brown. That much. And the last thing, I would say the most important, sole salt and chia seeds. There's already a ton of fat in this blue-green algae. There's omega-3 fatty acids, DHA, and ALA. And most people have way too much omega-6 and not enough omega-3. So this is full of good fats. Because it's a cold water algae, so it needs fat to insulate itself from the cold. It has phycocyanin, which gives it that color. That's really good for the liver. It has a ton of chlorophyll, about 3 times the chlorophyll of spirulina, about 5 times the vitamin C of spirulina. And what chlorophyll does is it basically allows our cells to have more oxygen available to them. So your cellular respiration goes up. So that means better workouts, clearer thinking. Basically just everything works better. Trying to think what else. PEA, phenylethylamine. It's the love molecule, just like chocolate has. Makes you feel like you're in love, or when you're really, engaged in a project that you're passionate about. So yeah, every time I drink this, pretty much all these light bulbs in my brain just light up. It's like clockwork. Every single time I drink this, I'll feel parts of my brain just lighting up, and I feel better. So I encourage you guys to look into this stuff, because there's it's very, I would say of all the superfoods, I would put blue-green algae up there at the top. Yeah, so like I said, I use the Synergy Company one, but I just bought this one. So this is Power Organics, and this bottle was, I believe, like $35. I think I got it on Amazon. But really, you won't go wrong as long as it's from Klamath Lake and it's cold processed. Because if they high heat it, then what I showed you won't work because it's dead. It's been heated. So they usually do a low temperature drying that preserves the micronutrients and enzymes and stuff. So yeah, try it out. This isn't the only way to take blue-green algae. Of course, you can mix this directly into your smoothies and stuff, juices, but I prefer this way because anytime you extract things in water, for example, herbs and stuff, a lot of things are water soluble. So in blue-green algae, what you're doing is you're making it, it's already super absorbable. You're making it even more absorbable. So you drink it within really, I feel it in about 30 seconds. Bam, 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 bam. Just fireworks in a good way. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions, and have fun. We gotta experiment. Can't get stuck in dogma and trying to be very natural, whatever that means. You have to use all the tools at our disposal. So thank you very much.